In my last video, I looked at the start of Judith's online lesson, and she had just done a listening exercise where she read the story to her students, but they didn't see the text. So let's see the next half minute of the lesson.
Task 2. Now I want you to listen and follow the text. One day, when I was in Bangladesh, I smelt a nice smell. The nice smell came from a banana tree.
It's a real privilege to be able to have a lesson like Judith's to look at in such detail. And this little snippet has reminded me of how difficult instructions can be. The story that Judith is focusing on is at a very simple level. It was actually written by a boy who had been in the country only 3 or 4 months, so it was automatically simplified. But the instructions we give people can be much more complicated, much more difficult language than the story we're teaching. Now, I think Judith's instructions are very clear, so I can read them. Listen. Okay, that by now the students will be used to listening, and if we're in the classroom, how easy is it just to say, listen? We can demonstrate it. And then follow the text. We hold the text up and follow the text. We can get a child's finger and move it along the page. Follow the text. Much more difficult if we're teaching online. And there's nothing much we can do about it. Except one important thing is that every lesson, or not every lesson, but every lesson on stories like this would have exactly the same instructions. So we've got repetition coming up again and again. And there's one other thing, of course, that's working here, is that we've got that little yellow circle which moves over the line. So that's saying to the students, follow the text, because the little yellow circle is going along. So I think these instructions are absolutely fine, but we need to remember all the time that the instructions and questions we ask need to be at the same level as the story we're teaching. And one other little thing is the use of the word text. Now, I personally would have used the word story, but thinking about it, I think Judith might be right. The word story only relates to stories. The word text relates to any piece of writing. So it may be that next week Judith is going to do some geography and she can use exactly the same language. Follow the text. Whilst if she'd have had story for this one, she'd have had to have changed it for the geography lesson. So sometimes the decision, of course, there's no right decision. We're making what we think is the best decision at this moment. But I may well have been wrong, or actually it's not wrong, is it? It's I might not have had the best word with story, and text might be a better word in this situation. We just do our best, really, don't we?